Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the guide. I can't believe it, it's finally time. In some of the greatest news of all time, Optifine for Minecraft 1.20.4 has finally released, at least in preview. Now, I don't know about you, I probably technically don't need it, but Optifine is such a crucial part of my episodes. I feel like it adds so much content value to it. So I knew I had to wait for it to release. With Optifine finally releasing for Minecraft 1.20.4, that means finally, at long last, we can take in those beautiful diamond changes, and all the other ones too. And so, in today's episode, I think it's finally about time we take a look at how to clear chunks inside of a world, and then maybe do a tiny bit of exploration too. You know, I think I like this little life. Resetting a chunk inside of a Minecraft world means we're gonna wipe it clean. Or, in other words, we're gonna take a 16 by 16 block area inside of our world and set it back to how it was when we first saw it the very first time. No blocks placed in it, no mining mined in it, no trees chopped in it. For this chunk wiping process today, if you have a world that you care about, you need to be careful. Like, we're talking very, very careful, because as soon as we actually delete the chunks are literally 100% gone forever. So check this out, I kind of planned for this moment. I never knew this moment would be so crucial and important, but I did kind of plan for this moment with the base. So far, what we've been doing over at the base is building everything kind of over there, centered along the beautiful Swedish fjord over there. It's very, very nice. When it comes to like the outlands, the wild west of the base, it's kind of like this part over here that I'm looking at with the cherry blossom and beyond. In fact, I don't think I've ever really explored over there, but I have seen it. If you've seen it inside of your world, that means that area has been loaded in before, and if you want to get new things inside of it, you're gonna have to reset it. But anyways, inside of our world right now, I kind of have this like line over here where all of our builds kind of like stop. That means all of this space over here where I've done absolutely nothing, even down below the ground, I think it doesn't matter to me. I can go ahead and wipe it clear it all day long. Meanwhile, all of these chunks over here, very important, special and dear to my heart. Once you've decided what you want to keep and what you want to delete, it's time to quit. We can't do it here. It is a sad but true story to find out that unfortunately you cannot delete any chunks inside of vanilla Minecraft. There's no built-in way to do it. However, there is a beautifully handy tool called MCA Selector. And even better, this tool is a relatively universal tool. If you're playing on an ancient version of Minecraft, it might work for you. If you're playing on the current one, it'll work. And if you're playing on a version that is released after I made this video, well, I bet you, almost guaranteed, that this handy little tool right here should work fine. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link to this handy little tool for you down in the description. Over on the MCA Selector website, if you're looking to download this thing, scroll down a little bit until you find the installer links right here. And then you're gonna tap whichever one is you. After that, you're gonna have this super high technical installation process, which really, to be honest, isn't that technical at all, but I've already kind of done it for the video. I don't want to uninstall it, whatever, so I'm just editing this in. But imagine this is you following the prompts and installing MCA Selector. Next up, if you haven't yet, make sure you leave your Minecraft world. Don't have it open in the background. That will cause problems and corruptions. Go back to the menu. When we open up MCA Selector for the very first time, we're gonna basically kind of get this grayed out looking grid thing. Nothing's going on here. That's because we don't have a Minecraft world loaded. To load a Minecraft world so we can actually edit it, we're gonna hit File, Open World. Make a backup of your world. Don't do any of this without backing up your world first, because if you don't back up your world and you accidentally reset the wrong thing, it is gone forever. And I warn you, make a backup of your world first. So once you hit open world, you're gonna see a list of every single one of your worlds planted out right in front of you. Let's go ahead and pick random world for now. This is the random one that I've been in, like running around with a taiga village and everything like that. Give it a second, and magically, the entire map will pop in right in front of me. As I start to zoom out here, I see that all of the colorful loaded in chunks, they actually like disappear. So MCA Selector is like relatively easy to understand. With default controls to move around, we're gonna press and hold the mouse button and like drag around, that's how we move. If I left click, then I'm gonna go ahead and start selecting areas. We don't wanna do that. To unselect an area, you right click. If I go ahead and scroll, I'll zoom in. Scroll the other way, I'll go ahead and zoom out. Looking around at this map here, where the black is all of the unloaded in chunks. If we zoom in close enough, we see a tiny little grid pop up. This tiny little grid that I'm tapping in right here, well, yeah, these are actual individual chunks inside of your world. Down there at the bottom corner, you can actually see specific coordinates, chunk information, region, and everything like that. For us today, though, just knowing that these are the individual chunks, that's good. That's more than enough. So inside of this random world that I created, let's say I wanted to maybe like reset almost all of these chunks, other than maybe, I don't know, that corner area right there. If I go ahead and tap on everything, turn it all orange, then go ahead and go to selection, clear. Well, I got you. If you do selection clear, that actually clears your whole selection. To reselect it, we can just go ahead and click and drag and then go to selection and go ahead and say delete selected chunks. Once I press this, I'm going to wipe 14,000 chunks of the world. Is not undoable. I go ahead and say okay, and now my world looks something like that. Back inside of Minecraft, tap on the world, load it back up, and here I am. I'm back over here, except now, kind of like just what happened for the very first time. Flying around over here, all of these chunks have been reset to how they were initially. Now it's time for the big one, the proper kahuna itself, the Minecraft guide world. Right here, when we go to load up our world, because we've gone into the nether and the overworld and the end as well, we're going to have different options. If I go ahead and say dim 1, that's actually going to be the end. Now, it's kind of interesting here. In the end, I haven't really done anything, seen anything other than the central island, so there's not much to see here. Inside of this menu over here, we now have a couple different options. Open world, but also open dimension. A dim -1, that's actually going to be the nether. That's a really straightforward one. The real deal, the one we're looking for, is simply called, for me, Minecraft Guide. For you, it'll probably be called whatever you named your world. Oh boy, the Minecraft Guide world. This is like so trippy to actually be able to see this thing from like up in the sky, up above it, bird's eye view. Everything that we've ever done and seen inside of this world, which actually, I guess, apparently really isn't too much in the grand scheme of things. Everything that we've ever done is right here on this map. Over here, this desert, I'm sure of it. This is our resource desert. I think if I go ahead and zoom in far enough, in fact, I know if I zoom in far enough, I'm going to actually be able to see my nether portal right there. The tiny black line and the dot next to it, I think that's a crafting table. That's our nether portal. It's pretty cool. If I go ahead and zoom out and drag over this way, knowing a little bit about my world, I know for sure, definitely, the beautiful base that I love, know, and deeply care about is right over here inside of the cherry blossom. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Wow, we're at it, dragging around, looking at our whole world, because why not? Spawn is all the way back over here. That's our whole little spawn setup with the cool little, like, sweet berry farm that we set up. And then finally, the swamp outpost with the floating thing in the sky. Ah, there it is, there it is. I couldn't find it for a second, but there it is, that floating thing in the sky. So I've got a lot inside of this world, a lot that I care about kind of all over the place. If I didn't, I could basically just select these chunks, then go over here to go to selection, invert the selection, and delete everything other than what I just highlighted. But like I said, I got a lot that I care about. I don't really want to do that. I also don't really need to reset all this random stuff because I'm resetting it for one single and solid purpose. We'll talk about it later. Now that I've loaded up my world in MCA Selector, took a look around at it, and located the important builds, it's time to start clearing chunks. I'm thinking today we'll go ahead and wipe this, maybe this whole like southern portion of the world over here. I know there's nothing there. To finish off our selection today though, we're gonna need to refine the selection a little bit, because if I did that, I would unfortunately actually wipe out the beautiful sugarcane farm, iron farm, and a little bit more. To get a more refined selection, zoom in until you can see these tiny little squares right here, and then same thing, you can go ahead and click and drag, or you can select individual chunks individually. What I would like to do here is get as close to my builds as possible without cutting it too close. So I think right here, if I selected everything like that, and then everything on the outside, I should probably be good. For what I'm doing today, it will help definitely. The closer I can get my wiped chunks back over to where we are inside of the world, but also I just don't want to cut it too close here. Like, very clearly, I can see the iron farm, sugarcane farm, but I don't know. I know there's nothing over here, but what if maybe this like spills into Frodor's house and whatever. So we'll leave those ones right there alone. After I've gone ahead and made my selection, I have a couple different options. I could go ahead and go over to selection, and actually, if I wanted to, I could copy the chunks. You could use this tool to maybe like take a certain mountain that you like inside of your world, paste it into a super flat world, and then like modify it, mess with it, or something like that. It's pretty cool. There's also a lot of different, more technical options, different view options as well, which is pretty cool, and just all around a lot of different option tools and whatever. Today though, the one that we're looking for is actually to delete the selected chunks. As soon as I tap this, a lot of chunks are going to go away. If I say okay, they're gone forever. Our world has now successfully been trimmed down, erased down, deleted. It makes our world file a little bit smaller and might actually make our world load faster. But long story short, all of that's gone forever. Oh boy, it makes me nervous every single time. Next up for me today is over to the Optifine website. I'll go ahead and throw a link to this down below as well. I like Optifine. It allows for the shaders that I've been rolling in the past couple episodes, and also better performance as well as zooming and a couple other nice customizable things. The preview, the most recent one for Minecraft 1.20.4, I already downloaded and installed it. I'm good to go. Next step for me today is load up Minecraft inside of this brand new version with Optifine. That's why it says modded. And now, for the very first time ever, in a long time, the world that has been loaded and now solidly inside of Minecraft 1.20.4. Optifine zooming, beautiful beautifulness, and all. Haha. Maps, I love me a good, beautiful map. I want to see if the map that I'm currently living on, yes, the map I'm currently residing on, does have a whole lot of new unexplored territory. Lads, laddies, dear Bonzo over here. Happy New Year, by the way. I think it's time we go on an adventure. Now, between Minecraft 1.20.1 and Minecraft 1.20.4, generationally, there were no significant changes. Oh, you know what I wiped out here? I had a bunch of torches lighting up this part of the forest, and they're gone now forever. Like, it's dark right there, you can see. While we set off on our small yet beautiful adventure today, I'd like to talk a little bit about why I reset chunks and why you might want to too. First big reason, new beautiful generation things close to home. The 1.21 update drops, and maybe they introduce a surprise new biome like the cherry blossom in 1.20, but definitely a new structure. If you want to get any of that stuff that only pops up when you generate your world in for the very first time, well, you're going to need to actually reset your chunks if you want it back in. That or, I mean, look, it's that or go where you've never gone before. This area over here, this has got to be riddled with ancient cities. I mean, I already know we have one right underneath, like, the mountain close to our home over there, but with all of these giant meadow biomes, like, this is prime territory for ancient city. That's kind of beautiful. I wish we had a meadow village over here too, though. So on a different note, over the holidays, I did a little bit less Minecrafting than usual. I have since come back with a newfound glory, hope, and vision. Sheep farm, it's on the to-do list for sure. But before that, armor. Oh, it's in such a despair of a situation. In order to maybe polish up the armor situation and get it looking a little bit better, I might want to actually finally, at long last, do a little bit of enchanting and get the other enchantments that I'm missing on this thing. In order to actually pull all that off, it is the second reason you would upgrade your world that's just kind of tied into the verse, and that is maybe more minor generation changes. For example, diamond buffs that were added to the game, and I think it was Minecraft 1.20.2. In the future here, I'd like to do a little bit more mining and caving, and in the hardcore world, I found out just how insanely easy it is to actually get diamonds in the new version. I really would like to fill in this map. I think what I want to do, maybe, I'm not going to fill it all in today, but maybe what I'll do is I'll go ahead and square this off. I'll run around down here, fill in like the bottom part of the map with a little bit more meadow, then maybe like run over that way, curve up or something, and, you know, cycle back towards stuff. Interesting. Caves. There's gonna be a ton of caves over here. Performance, and this might be a topic that I talk about another time inside the world, like once this world eventually is like 3 years old and has a bunch of problems or something. So remember this moment, come back to it later on, but performance. Clearing chunks is a great way to make your world maybe load a little bit quicker and run a little bit smoother. As you play in your world and start to explore, load chunks in, your world file size gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Look, those are loading in for the first time. You see how they load in? It's a clear sign. I've never seen them before. Ever, I think. Ever. Wow. Oh, it's beautiful. An ocean. Anyways, delete chunks makes your world smaller, makes your world maybe run better. Look at these sheep. Oh my god, what are you all doing over here? This must be sheep sanctuary or something. There's so many. No. Oh god. Okay. Look away. Oh my god, how did I not forget it? Jumping back to the second point, small upgrades. Armadillo, Minecraft 1.20.5. It will be making it to the game. If I cleared a bunch of savannah chunks, then I went back over to that savannah, the armadillo would maybe like pop up for the first time. Of course, you could like mess around in game with mob spawning and get them to spawn anyways, but yeah, resetting chunks would be the easy way. Haha. Oh, no way. I mean, rain is a little bit unfortunate, but I've been exploring over here, and look at this. We have flower forest biome, literally right next to home. A tribute to where we started in Guide Season 3. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. I love the flower forest biome. All the colors here too. I wonder if we can like bone meal the ground and get like other flowers as well. Wow. Oh, that's such a cool find. I love the white tulips. I don't know if I've ever even like picked. No, I've never picked one up in the world. Oh, that's beautiful. That's such a clutch find. Looking around over here, the world kind of keeps going and going. It's really interesting looking. Like, we got this beautiful looking backdrop. This would have been a great spot to be building with like the cherry blossom up there and then like kind of a fjord type vibe that just continues on and on. It's really cool. Pretty sweet looking dripstone caves over there too. Anyways, the last 100% chance as the thunderstorm sets in, I think it's about time we head back home sweet home and do today's question of the day. Oh, it's beautiful. No, it's so perfect. You will sit there and live there forever. I probably should have got more. Anyways, today's comment of the day is a little bit different. It's a question for you. Now, aside from today's episode, over the course of the past couple episodes, I've been running them with shaders. I feel like the shaders look so good inside of this world, and I'm running like a relatively minimal shader pack as well, so it's not like terribly like wavy or blinding or anything like that. Do you like the shaders? Should I keep shooting the episodes with the shaders on? Like I said, the shader pack that I'm using, it's like a relatively minimal, vanilla-looking shader pack. I figured that way, if I keep using the shaders, it's like, you know, vanilla or close enough to vanilla. Like, you're watching the episode for the tutorial part or whatever, and it's, like, not too weird and, like, it makes sense still, right? It's recognizable. However, at the same time, it kind of, like, spices up the episode, I feel like, and you get, like, the god rays every once in a while. Like, look at that, shining over the building right there, and then, you know, just the cool lighting and everything like that. And I feel like it makes it feel even more cozy, which is great in January because I kind of high-key hate January. Worst month of all time. Anyways, takes, thoughts, and opinions, however you feel on that, please let me know down below. It will help out huge time for future episodes. Minecraft Guide, episode number 58. A little bit of a different, simple one. How you reset chunks. Patron gang, I'd like to send a big thank you to my patrons. Austin V, Andrew H, Gabriel Y, Fire Dragon 19, Infamous MC, The Great Vegeta, Michael H, and CK. For early access to the episodes, check out my Patreon link below, and for extra world downloads, bonus content occasionally, tap join for more. Like, subscribe. It's been me, Waddles, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.